Now, in an update as massive as Don't Starve Together's newest Curse of Quay, information is easily lost, buried, or outright ignored, like the boat mechanics potentially. Seriously, I've been trying to avoid boat editions for so long that I put most of the new ones at the end of yesterday's video. However, they are still important to someone out there, so they do deserve some love, especially among all the cool crap like pirate raids and powder monkeys. So yes, expect today to be about the boats, while the following videos are going to be deep dives into powder monkeys, pirate raids, and even the new floor, I imagine. But to begin our boat adventure this afternoon comes the Grass Raft Kit here, our newest, smallest boat yet. That said, it is also available straight off spawn and acts just like a normal boat regardless of its size, so this thing's pretty intriguing right off the bat. It will also have its other drawback at play at all times though, so be mindful there. Grass rafts lose their durability over time, almost like there's a constant leak somewhere, so anticipate losing 1 boat health every 5 seconds while setting sail with one of these. Truth be told though, that's not even that bad for a craft that gives us access to the water almost immediately, as well as one that happens to be immune to any other potential leaks. Yes indeed folks, since the thing is so full of holes anyways, I guess crashing in the sea stacks means absolutely nothing but impact damage, and considering how we can repair grass rafts with grass itself for 14 boat health each time, things are really looking up for early game boating. And for those curious, no. Seaweeds cannot even puncture grass rafts and apparently don't even deal damage sometimes, but don't hold me to that. Cookie cutters are darn near harmless themselves as they cannot cause a leak, only about 10 damage per finished munching if you know what I mean. And lastly, even the mighty Crab King and his geysers are no match for the grass raft. Your boat is still gonna get hurt though throughout all this, so just be aware. Now it's a great start, but what comes next? Well, boat bumpers probably, starting with the kelp bumpers, also available right off spawn for 3 kelp and 3 grass each. Bumpers can be placed along the edges of our boats as seen here and are meant to block, or better yet, absorb incoming damage from boat collisions. If said collisions are not enough to fully break bumpers, expect no boat damage. Simple as that. Be mindful though, kelp bumpers only have 20 health to offer us each, so we get what we pay for at the end of the day. That, and note how they can also be damaged from more than just collisions. Rockjaws, for example, will absolutely destroy tons of them in seconds, so it's a good thing we can repair them with more kelp, am I right? So get to it. Well, let's say we're looking for an upgrade. Shell bumpers are our only options there though, so I hope you've been saving up those used to be useless broken shells, everyone. Requiring a think tank to prototype, it should come as no surprise that shell bumpers act like kelp bumpers, only they offer us 40 health, meaning our boats are going to be able to take more of a beating, and or they won't instantly suffer from an honest sailing mishap here and there. Furthermore, they too are repairable, just as long as they do not shatter, and as long as we have some backup shells, of course. Enjoy them both. They are more useful than they might seem. The new rudders, on the other hand, are taking a bit to come around for me, if I'm honest. Now don't get me wrong. They are pretty darn cool, as at the cost of boards, rope, and gears, we can now spin our boats right round, baby, right round. However, this does come with issues. Dizzying issues. Now I get it. They're meant for turning boats for better blocking with bumpers and or shots with cannons. However, I think Clay may have overthought the latter. More on that later. Because for now, we should probably actually go get ourselves some cannons from the Wonkey queen of the Wonkey Island here, of course. Seemingly found in swell and rough oceans more often than not, the island's location is still unfortunately random per world. That said, in playing this beta and looking at the code, it is all but confirmed that pirate raids occur more often near said island, so there you go, there's our indicator. But once we do find the island, be sure to handle the powder monkeys as seen fit, and grab yourself a couple of bananas, as the queen will only drop the blueprints we're looking for following a banana trade. Oh, and also if we aren't actually cursed at that time, so don't actually get cursed. To continue though, you will want to have chopped a palm scale tree nearby in order to actually make a cannon kit, as only then will we have the ranged damage flying. Or will we? For you see, cannons are meant to deal 160 damage a shot, however that is only if whatever we are targeting happens to get hit by both the cannonball itself and the AoE explosion that follows. So that's a thing. Honestly, that alone makes them very annoying to use, as if not lined up perfectly, all we're dealing is 60 damage, and that is a lot of resources for 60 damage. What also doesn't help is that once placed, they cannot be moved, only hammered for loot that doesn't even go into them for some reason, and that makes potential encounters almost impossible if we're not using them with a rudder, as even their normal accuracy leaves a bit to be desired. They do destroy structures though, and can uproot kelp, so that's actually kind of cool. They also propel our anchorless boats if we happen to fire them quite a ways, so make note there. I've also seen folk bring up the potential to craft 4 cannonballs via one recipe in order to then deconstruct them into more gunpowder, but that to me is totally dumb and completely unnecessary. On the contrary, the topic I really want to bring up is how Quay didn't just pull from the very recent Midsummer Carnival and give us an option like this for firing our cannons. I mean, it's literally right flipping here, Quay. Oh well, unfortunately it's probably too late now, but as we look to wrap up the day, we have got to talk the quote-unquote hidden boat mechanics of powder monkey loot, like bandanas here. Most monkeys drop them, and when we wear them, we will see faster raising of anchors, even in super deep water, mind you. Oars will last far longer, which was actually the one thing we did mention in our big update video before this new information. And finally, bandanas will even let us swiftly raise sails faster than ever before. Seriously, it's like one click and we're done. It's the stuff, especially given how many dang bandanas we're gonna be having soon. But for our next items, we will have to survive and actually win a pirate raid. So my advice, pamphlutes. Pamphlutes are by far the easiest counter to these things. So good luck. Kill them all, and the powder monkey captain is going to drop their battle paddle. That is essentially a spear offering 100 uses in combat, but is also an oar that's going to offer nearly 500 uses, and it's just 10% weaker than a driftwood one. They're not bad, honestly, and neither are these. Captain Tricorn hats. The prime mate will drop these as well, and as far as I can tell, the hats will lower the damage our boats take by roughly half while they're atop our noggins. Truly useful for sure. So get you one or get you plenty. But hold up, I almost forgot about ocean trawlers for literally this second video in a row. But costing boards, rope, and silk, trawlers are essentially fish farms without actually being the much better fish farms that don't starve shipwrecks. But they will still trap up to 4 ocean fish with or without bait, mind you, as fish seem quite attracted to them no matter what. However, we will need to be nearby and ready to manually operate them for any of that to even matter. Hence my opposition to them. Still, fish food could and definitely eases some of those woes, I guess, but even then, the stuff is super expensive and locked behind Pearl, so there's that idea mostly gone. Also, since fish food is so good at spawning schools in the first place, chances are we'll end up breaking our ocean trawlers, meaning every fish is going to escape and our trawlers are going to lose some health. Do not overcrowd your nets. You'll have to fix them manually and all the fish will be gone. Oh, and for those asking about automatically farming bass to make Melbatross spawnings faster, I've got some bad news for you. The trawlers will catch the fish, but I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any Melba. But before we truly go, one last note. No. The Powder Monkey pirate ships do not have anything special to them beyond a really cool paint job as far as I can see. That said, I am very happy to be very wrong. And there you have it, everyone. A roundup of all the new boat mechanics and additions within Don't Starve Together's Curse of Wonkey updates. Obviously, some of this is very subject to change. However, I imagine it will still be quite insignificant tweaks here and there over yet another big seafaring rework, which is pretty much what this was at the end of the day. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, well, let us set sail in brand new ways. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.